happens, y'all. Okay. And before I tell you this is some next level stuff. Not only is this science of attraction stuff, but this is master seductress stuff. Okay. Now, take notes, pay attention. Get your friends, your aunties, your cousins, your grandmammy and them, all them that you know keep messing up when it comes to love, because I'm about to drop some information that's going to bless and change your life. So, you know, back in the day, the old ladies would say, never get dressed completely naked the first time you have sex with a man. And I was so confused. Why not? Right? And they also said, never just be on tap for your man. That means never just be where you're just every single time he wants it, you say yes. There needs to be some days where it's like, okay, baby, maybe tomorrow. Not all the time, but you should never be on tap. You should give him something to want. Now, there's a science behind that, and it's called the Coolidge effect. So they did a study on rats, and they took a male rat and put him in a closed space with like 6 other female rats. And he would have sex with like all the different females until his heart was content. And then when he reached the Coolidge effect, then he no longer was able to produce the testosterone to desire them sexually anymore. He no longer was interested in them anymore. And he didn't want to have sex until a new rat was introduced into that closed space. That is called the Coolidge effect. So when a man is able to have carte blanche access to you and he's getting all the sex he wants, especially if he hasn't produced, hear me what I'm saying, if he hasn't produced enough vasopressin prior to having sex with you, and vasopressin receptors, vasopressin is his bonding hormone. Vasopressin is what makes him want to provide, protect, and commit to you. So if he has sex with you, yes ma'am, if he has sex with you before he's produced enough of the vasopressin, according to Dr. Don Maslar, then he has the potential to go through what's called the Coolidge effect. That means he couldn't even get it up if he wanted to, because his testosterone is no longer triggered to have sex with you. It's no longer triggered. That's called the Coolidge effect. I'm going to break down to you how to specifically trigger and raise his vasopressin. And you got to do this before you have sex with him, or you're going to risk heartbreak. Okay? You're going to risk him having sex. He's going to be like, oh no, I'm not like that. Oh no, like I care about you. But then when he disappears, you're going to be confused. All right, so this is how you trigger vasopressin. Remember CAP. Increase curiosity, increase anticipation, and polarity. Curiosity, anticipation, polarity. Okay? How you increase curiosity, ma'am, is you cannot just be readily available and tell him every single thing about you. You cannot. You got to know how to date. There's an art and a science to dating. I teach my women in D.I.V.A. University how to be able to date in a way that triggers his vasopressin and increase the likelihood that he's going to want to commit to you. That's what I teach my divas, because there's certain techniques for being able to first vet a man and attract more men who are committed, commitment minded. Do y'all understand that there's some men, no matter what kind of woman you are, who will not commit? Do y'all understand that some men are just for the streets, period? Do y'all understand that there's a gene that increases the likelihood that he's a player? Do y'all understand that? Did you know that there is a gene, like there's a genetic marker that increases the likelihood that he will be a player? And ma'am, it doesn't matter. You can pray You can beg, you can cry, you can sex him to damnation, ma'am. And no matter what you do, he will still cheat on you. Yes, ma'am. Y'all want to know what that gene is? Y'all don't believe me? Hold on a second. It's called the DRD4 gene. Go look it up. Google it, ma'am. DRD4 gene. There's some men, no matter what you do, they're for the streets. The problem is that a lot of women like the bad boys, like that. Okay? A lot of women are drawn to that. Your love blocks draw you to that man. Your trauma drives you to that man. And if you don't heal your love blocks, you're going to find yourself automatically wanting him. So the first thing is, for the cap, is increasing curiosity. If you really want to increase a man's curiosity, ma'am, have a life, have hobbies, have things that you can talk about, and have the ability to be able to hold a conversation and be the kind of woman that can be in your feminine energy and where you're like solid in yourself and you don't have this fear of missing out. You can't increase in curiosity and be afraid that he's going to lose interest at the same time. You can't. Okay? You cannot, mark my words, write it down. You cannot increase curiosity in a man and trigger his vasopressin and at the same time be afraid that he's going to lose interest in you. If you're afraid that you're with this man and he got the money, he's cute, he drives a nice car, he has all the things, and you're afraid of missing out and that you're going to lose him, you've already lost. Okay? Just clock out. You've lost already. Because if you date afraid that he's going to walk away, then you've lost the power. He's not going to be interested in you. The woman that he's going to want to be his wife is the kind of woman that can and will walk away if he doesn't come correct. Okay? Men need a woman who is going to bring out the best in them. Not a woman who is going to just placate them. They don't need a mother. So you have to be secure. The next thing in order to trigger vasopressin is anticipation. Put it in the chat, ma'am. Anticipation. How do you increase anticipation in this man? First, you got to know what it means. What is anticipation? That's where he's looking. He cannot wait to be around you. He can't wait to take you on a date. He can't wait to do something to make you happy. He can't wait to be in your energy field. He cannot wait to be in your space. Ma'am, anticipation's a must. Now remember, you're not doing this because you're trying to get a man. I need y'all to really hear me. Getting a man is not hard. I promise you it's not. I did a dating experiment. I went on over 100 dates in 3 months. I interviewed over 4,000 men, women, and couples. Getting a man is not hard, especially when you understand how they are biochemically and psychologically wired. And when you understand the science of attraction and you use it to your advantage, you understand that no man's off limits. It's not hard. Now, getting a good man who matches you, who you have chemistry with on all 5 levels. That's the part that requires that you come at a certain level, mentally, emotionally, and energetically, ma'am. In order to attract a man where you're compatible at all 5 levels, and the 5 levels are mentally, emotionally, spiritually, soulmate level, and sexually. Those are the 5 points of compatibility. A lot of you guys get caught up and you think that you get excited about the chemistry and you're like, oh, we have chemistry and it's only the physical chemistry. Ma'am, that's not enough, ma'am. Physical chemistry is not enough in order for you to be happy and make a decision to be with somebody. It's not. And that's how you end up getting your heart broken. Okay? You let your hallelujah sunshine make the decision of a lifetime. You're like, oh, I want a man and he needs to be fine and he needs to smell good and I'm not saying to get a man who's funky, but what I am saying is that the physical chemistry is the least out of all those chemistry points. The physical chemistry is the least likely to keep you together. Okay? You need mental chemistry, emotional chemistry, physical chemistry, soulmate chemistry, and spiritual chemistry. Okay? So you have to have, when you have a soulmate, you have all 5. You have all 5. If you have somebody that you are physically compatible with, but you're not mentally compatible with, it's a no, ma'am. Ma'am, his money matters. His money matters. The amount of money a man makes shows you where he's at mentally. Okay? I'm not one of those coaches that's going to say just date him because of his personality and his potential. I'm sorry if you're looking for that, ma'am. I'm not the one. Okay? He needs to be able to financially add value to your life. And if he's not able to add value to your life, he's a no, ma'am. Okay?